My boss demanded I return to the office to prove my loyalty. He forgot I live 2,000 miles away. The travel expenses bankrupted his department. My new manager tried to bully me into quitting by forcing me to commute to the office from a different state, so I maliciously complied and spent his entire quarterly budget in 1 week. I work as a specialized engineer for a tech company. I was hired fully remote because I live in Seattle, and the HQ is in New York. I have never stepped foot in the office, and my contract states that if I am ever required to travel, the company covers all reasonable expenses. Enter Greg. Greg is the new middle manager who thinks productivity only happens if he can see you typing. Last month, Greg sent an email. Effective immediately, all employees must be in the office 4 days a week, no exceptions. If you aren't here Monday, don't bother logging in. I called Greg. I said, Greg, I live in Seattle. That is a 6-hour flight. I can't commute. Greg interrupted me. I don't care. Figure it out. Shows your dedication. Be here Monday or you're fired. I asked him to confirm that in writing. He did. Then I opened my contract. Since he required my presence, it was classified as business travel. I booked a flight for Sunday night. First class, fully refundable, $2,800. I booked a hotel. The nearest one to the office that wasn't a dump was a 5-star luxury hotel, $800 a night. I took a luxury Uber Black from the airport, $150. I walked into the office on Monday. Greg looked shocked. You actually came. I smiled. You insisted, Greg. For 4 days, I lived like a king. I ordered steak for dinner. I expensed my laundry. I expensed the Wi-Fi on the plane. On Friday, I submitted my expense report for the week. The total was $14,600. Greg turned purple. He screamed, I am not approving this. This is robbery. I forwarded the email where he said no exceptions and my contract to HR and the VP of Finance. HR approved the money immediately because they knew if they didn't, I would sue them for breach of contract. The VP of Finance, however, called Greg into his office. I heard the yelling through the glass walls. Greg had blown 40% of the team's travel budget for the year on one person in 1 week. They rescinded the RTO mandate for me the next day. Greg was put on a performance improvement plan, and now I'm back in Seattle working in my pajamas.